Hi there and welcome. So yesterday we went ahead and built a text to binary converter. Today we'll build on top of that and build a binary to text converter. So over here we have the end product where we can choose what we want to convert, either text to binary or binary to text. I'll have a live link in the description at some point for anyone that wants to test it out. I might add some styling to it as well. But for now, let's work on being able to convert either text or binary. And really quickly, I am nearing 300 subscribers, so if you're interested in more front-end related videos, hit the subscribe button. It would be very much appreciated. Now, let's kick things off with some code. So I'm going to go ahead and change the H2 tag names to just be input and output. Once we do that, let's go ahead and add a form tag. This will hold two radio buttons to determine what we're converting. So we'll make a form tag followed by a label. Now this first label will say text to binary, and then we'll also put an input inside of the label. This input will be of type radio. The name will be convert options, and then the value will be text to binary. Then we can copy the whole label and then paste it in right below into the form. And then we'll change the text to say binary to text. And then the input value here will be binary to text. Let's also add the checked attribute to the first input so that by default, we are converting text to binary. Now, this entire form isn't hooked up yet, and we'll deal with that later. But let's see how we can convert binary to text. So what we'll do is inside of our script tag, let's create a new function called binary to text. And for the purposes of testing, let's also change the button onClick to target the binary to text function. Once we've done that, let's go to our binary to text function. And for starters, we'll declare a new variable called binary r. Here we'll target the input value and we'll split it every time there's a space. This should give us an array of binary values. Now let's just add a console log of binary r and then hit save. Now let's go to our page and I'll type in 1010101. Then I'll add a space and then I'll type 1010101 again, and then we'll convert it. And you can see in the console that we get an array of length 2. Great. Next, let's make a text variable. We'll take the binary r array and call map. Inside of the callback, we'll take each binary value and make it into an integer value by using the parseInt function. First, we'll pass in the binary value and then use 2 so that the string we're parsing is interpreted as a binary number. Now, let's go ahead and log the text and then hit save. Now, I'll just go ahead and copy the binary from earlier and then paste it in. Now, when I hit convert, we can see that we log integer values. So we're one step closer to where we want to be. This is awesome. Now, let's chain the map method to text. And what we'll do is take each number, then we'll call the fromCharCode method available to the string object and pass in the current number. This will get the corresponding character that we want. Let's go ahead and hit save. And then once we do that, let's paste in our binary values again, and then hit the convert button. Great, so as we can see, we have two uppercase U's. Now let's take this array and turn it into a string, and then insert the text onto the page. To convert an array to a string, let's use the join method and pass in an empty string. Then let's remove the console log and let's update the output's inner text to equal text. Now, when I hit save, I can go ahead and paste in the binary text, and then when I click convert, we can see that we convert it to the correct characters. Now, let's implement a way to toggle between if we're converting text to binary or binary to text. So for starters, I'll remove the onClick attribute from the button Instead, we'll target it in JavaScript. First, we'll declare a button variable, and then we can target our convert button by using document query selector button. Then let's also declare a new variable called text to binary input. And we'll target the first input element by using document query selector input. You could also assign an ID so that you'll always know that you're targeting the correct element. But since this is such a small project, we don't have to do that. Then we'll assign a function to the button's onClick property like so. So every time the button is clicked, this function will fire. Inside of here, we want to know if the text to binary radio button is checked. This will tell us which conversion function to call. Will it be text to binary or binary to text? So we'll start with an if statement. And what we're going to check is if the text to binary input's checked property is true. If it evaluates to true, that means the radio button is checked, and false otherwise. So if it evaluates to true, let's call the text to binary function. Otherwise, let's have an else statement, and we'll call the binary to text function. Once we've done that, let's hit save and try it out. So for starters, I'll type in hello world. Then I'll hit the convert button, and we can see that we have some binary code as our output. Let's go ahead and copy this binary code and see if the output will now be hello world. First, we'll want to switch from text to binary to text. Then let's hit the convert button, and look at that. We now have an output of hello world. So that concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Have a great day.